So because I'm not home and therefore can't make a conventional video, I decided I would change up the format a bit. In this video, we will be mocking incessantly the 3-page schizo post of a flabby-armed remnant of a long-dead appendage. That appendage being Kaz Warfox and his weird fucking LARPy-ass group of wannabe pedo hunters. Because, my friends, the Chris Hansen LARP never ends. It just doesn't die. It's disgusting. But either way, this schizo post is filled with gems, hilarity, lies, contradictions, and all that other shit. Although this will become very obvious later, this is of course a Discord call in my server with multiple people in said call listening to me read this masterpiece of a schizo post by our favorite flabby-armed Neora Plays. And of course, in no particular order, of the people participating in this call is, of course, myself, the Gallagher, Grimskull, Spectre Gaming, Sir Adamantine, and some guy that really likes sheep. And I'm not going to have on the screen who's saying what. You can figure that out for yourselves. Actually, nobody in this call even sounds alike in the first place, so it really doesn't matter. Let's go onward through this horrible, horrific fog.
I don't remember where it comes from, but there's a pretty famous little soundbite of "It's a man." You really should edit that in at the very beginning of the reading.
It's a man, baby! Yeah! Yeah! Come on!
Hi, I want to make a statement in regards to my own experience in Lio Convoy and his community. She was in Lio Convoy, huh?
Yes, not the other way around, as one would say.
Yeah, that was that was poor wording if I ever seen it.
We're already to a great start. During high school until 23 years old, I watched Lio's, Hopeless Peaches', Queen Seraphina's, and Coyote's content on a surface level, like everything else she watches, thinking that they are shitting on Spurgs. But I came to find out that they were way worse than what they project themselves to be.
Knowing how this all ends is like, I thought they were just shitting on Spurgs until they shat on me for being a Spurg, and then it wasn't okay anymore.
I'm so glad this is only 3 pages. Back in January of 2023, I went into Queen Seraphina's server, unknowing that her server contained minors within it. Addie was right. Pedo hunters seem to really like children.
I mean, Kaz certainly does.
Yes. Yeah, finish reading this sentence. The last part of this is the funniest part.
Back in January 2023, I went into Queen Seraphina's server unknowing that her server contained minors within it, which made me uncomfortable considering that I was older than them.
No shit.
Okay.
See what I mean?
That was just redundant. Holy fuck. When I was playing Minecraft in VCs, these minors had conversations about the Senate. And of that, they recently moved into Queen Seraphina's server after Senate had just turned 18 plus, including brief mentions about the mod Baiji with the Dolphin comic. During that time, I thought that the Dolphin comic was just some goofy comic and not realizing that it's actual zoophilia art of a dolphin going up a horse's womanhood until later on when I left the community. How did you wait? What?
I know. It's so bad.
I did not notice that shit. You have to be blind in order to not
Just
notice
imagine, like, you're in this server playing Minecraft because, of course, you're 23 years old and playing Minecraft, and you're just sitting there. Also, like, all these squeakers get in there and be like, yo, guys, guess what? I was just in Lao server and there was dolphin porn.
A little later, I soon joined the Senate, which I regret considering it's an actual prison. What?
I mean, it's a place filled with retards.
Did she get raped in there?
It's an actual prison. Yeah. You get shanked in the shower if you owe someone too many cigarettes.
You cannot speak normally without being braided. You mean berated? Without being braided over the tiniest acts, like doing... Maybe it is a grooming server where they braid people's hair. Maybe that is it, yeah. Over the tiniest acts, like doing the XD or not speaking... or not speak about certain topics, or you have to draw what the mods wish you to draw, and they force you to read over 2,000 rules within their server, or you will be removed, even though a good 90% was joke rules. I was a participant in the Rosa Ray call. I didn't appreciate how they were being ableists Oh man, really?
Is she overly sensitive about this because her arm fat constitutes a disability?
No, it's because she's retarded.
And how they have treated a serious situation as an excuse to just simply clown on the individual and blackmail them based on little to no evidence being shown about her having a pedophile within her secret or within her server. Wow. Yeah. So, I don't have anything against people just clowning on other people. I don't take most of these serious allegations, quote unquote, seriously, really. I view evidence of a person being a predator or something as just more ammunition to use against them in a shitpost. It was so bad that Ponder Sprocket and Harley had to intervene and tell Lio off. After that call, I gave my fair share criticism to Coyote, which didn't go anywhere. After a week, I leave Senate and joined Kaz Warfox's server in late January, unknowing on the fact that Coyote will soon be exposed for dating a literal pedophile and zoophile named Sappho and not helping a grooming victim file a police report in regards to their abuser grooming and essaying them. She's talking about Fursky here. And, yeah, I agreed with Coyote on all of that. I was mad at Fursky for making me agree with Coyote. She's not entitled to shit. If you can't file your own fucking police report, kill yourself.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor.
When she was in the server and she was crying about that call, and she was like, Coyote Lovely told me, a sexual assault victim, to kill themselves. And I'm like, oh, did he really? And then she was like, yeah. I'm like, oh, go fucking kill yourself.
It's a neighborly day in this beauty wood, a neighborly day for a beauty.
You know, he called her a bitch on the stream or whatever. I'm like, yeah, because that's factually the case.
You really don't care about the victim.
You know, Fursky, I don't give a fuck about you. I think you're a fucking bitch.
I don't like Coyote Lovely at all, but I'm not going to disagree with him on facts just because, you know, my tribalism.
I mean, Google is right there. You can just search up how to file a police report yourself.
It's not that she didn't know how to. It's worse than that. She was too traumatized to.
Yeah, that's why you should just kill yourself.
I have always wanted to have a neighbor just like you.
After a few weeks of fully understanding the Coyote situation and about the Kiwi Farms threads, I hoped that Lio, when made aware of this, would remove Coyote immediately, which never happened until after the stream. The final straw for Lio was for Coyote to snap at the grooming victim by calling her a bitch. I was upset about this because during that time, he would at least immediately remove Coyote when being told about this a week in advance. Wait. I was upset about this because during the time he would at least, this is a terrible sentence. I don't even know what I just read. This inaction resulted in me permanently leaving Lio's community. Considering his past with Vita, he would at least learn to not take second chances, but I digress. Afterwards, there was a problem with Peaches, Lio, and many others stating allegations that have little to no evidence about me and others being supposed zoophiles, pedophiles, zoo apologists, and enforcers of CP.
They enforced CP.
I don't know what the fuck that means. I think she meant like enablers or something like that. Because when I think enforcers of CP, I think, I don't know, cops. During this, they made admissions that what they perceive within their own videos is untrue.
What the fuck does that sentence mean?
No. I'm going to read it again. During this, they made admissions that what they perceive within their own videos is untrue. Are you saying they gaslit themselves? Like, I'm really lost here. Especially the victim blaming the same victim.
What?
I don't understand. That Coyote was supposed to
blaming the same victim.
That Coyote was supposed to help. So they're basically saying, I don't know why she just won't write Fursky. They're saying that Coyote was victim blaming Fursky, which actually isn't true. Why am I being forced to defend Coyote? He actually wasn't doing that. He just said she was a bitch and had a shitty personality. That was the worst thing he said. While the situation was going on, former members started to state more blatantly false allegations in regards to a friend of mine being a groomer, which the accuser admits to being false, including me and others doing apparent doxing with little no evidence. Even at a later point, Lio would make another grooming allegation with little to no evidence about my friend, which is okay, which I haven't seen legitimate proof of, would like a victim's statement and not the just trust me, bro. But during this whole thing, these allegations keep on getting debunked by the very accusers, these accusers who, there's a comma there, getting debunked by the very accusers, these accusers who are these self-proclaimed vigilantes, are not police, and have a past of not really getting rid of these supposed monsters from the internet. Even in the beginning of this drama in early April, I came out against Lio for his inconsistencies and double standards. I hoped this would help him understand that he made an error on his end by making allegations based on guilt by association and little to no evidence against Kaz Warfox. I don't believe you because everything you said was very combative. You weren't actually trying to get him to change his mind at all, but whatever. I was theatrical during this as well. That is an understatement of the fucking century.
Wouldn't that be what she said before, making a claim that was debunked by the accuser? I was trying to get him to change his mind, but I was a little theatrical.
Immediately, Lio responded very aggressively while calling me a troll shielder because I stated that I was a victim of sexual assault. No, you fucking weren't, Dave. No, you weren't. Nobody is going to touch you. I promise you are safe. And being preyed upon online by a predator during my call out. Since I am against him, I am not a victim to him. What? Oh, I gotta... Hold on. Immediately, Lio responded very aggressively while calling me a troll shielder because I stated that I was a victim of sexual assault and being preyed upon online by a predator during my call out. Since I am against him, I am not a victim to him. I don't know what this means. I was a bit upset about this and continued the confrontation to the point that Lio threatened to showcase my private information, like her Xbox tag. I didn't take this threat seriously and just poked fun at him. In response, Lio hinted at me that he received information by stating my aliased nickname.
Why is there what?
Yeah, I know. Nickname that only my family and IRL friends know. It was your gamer tag. This was my first time dealing with being doxxed and reacted... First time being doxxed and reacted by blocking Lio in fear for my own and family's safety. Lio would respond to someone at a later point that he was merely joking about it. Okay.
Lio said Rocky, which was on a unprivated
Gamer tag. It was a gamer tag.
Yeah, but it was also and it was also on her Facebook or whatever. But who cares? But it was also linked on her fucking, because she did that dumb thing that everyone does where they link that shit on their Discord profile. And he called
She heavily implied to me that it was like her full name. That's what she heavily implied to me.
Oh my god, guys, he called me Rocky, batten down the hatches, he's gonna show up and fucking murder us all.
But making a threat of doxing someone isn't a joke. It never was. Lio clearly doesn't understand the results and ramifications of showcasing private information by actually saying my full name within his video in September. Rocky? Is that your full name? Okay. Later in April, I would make a very poorly made document that she admits it, that I will admit was not even productive and was poorly researched. Later in that time, I held myself accountable and deleted the first document. And later on, September 6th, I would release a revamped document. Did it stop the slander and harassment? No, it continued until Lio's recent video on Kai Weiss, where he would make assertions and outright blatantly false claims that I was an enforcer of what does this mean?
I don't even think he even said that.
I mean,
that wasn't the slander, Neo. I don't think that was the particular slander.
You know, I just can't wait for another 3 months from now where Neo releases a new document and she goes, "My document I released in January was ill-informed and poorly written."
I mean, I definitely remember hearing that Lio talked about, or at least mentioned Fox Mafia in that Kai Weiss video. But
Yeah,
I
he
don't
called
think
them zoophiles. He didn't say enforcers of CP. He called them zoophiles.
Yeah, and can we just like, I don't know, like it's just bothering me when everyone's like doxing is really bad. He fucking said Rocky. You're acting like he fucking showed your social security number, your fucking home address. Like, and the ironic thing about this, Neo, is we have the Discord logs, the entire Discord logs of the docs of you posting people's addresses and full names and saying this is where they live, guys. Like that was you. I saw the logs.
What Lio is referring to is when I rightfully called him out back in late August regarding his horrible suggestion for men to record their own sexual assault. I was making the legality argument.
Do you have any fucking idea how bad this is? You just literally told a fucking victim to record her fucking rape. And you thought it was the moral, righteous thing to do? For you, or any time that you claim that you have any fucking morals, I don't want to fucking hear it. I really don't. You are no better than any of those fucking degenerates that you claim that they are the worst. You're no better than them for fucking doing this. This is why you are trying to silence me, Cass, and multiple others, which you failed miserably at. This is the exact reason why. So that way people won't fucking find this. And it wasn't us who found this. It was Brian Mullers the Fox of all people that found this. So I'd rather not hear any fucking excuses coming out of your ass. Fuck you. Fuck anybody who tries to say, oh, Lio means well. I don't want to fucking hear any of it. I have an actual family, unlike you. I do. And I know what's right. I know what's wrong. Unlike you, I don't make a stupid, shitty suggestion like that. So I'd rather not hear anything from you ever again. Get bent, Lio, you worthless motherfucker. You worthless scumbag. Vigilante. Fuck you. Seriously.
Would not be admissible in court. It would be considered CP by law. Lio completely misconstrued what I was saying to say I enforce CP. I don't think she knows what enforce means. By the way, this whole argument is wrong. I, because of her very stupid argument and a few other ones, actually contacted a lawyer and asked. It would not be considered child pornography if it was recorded and immediately sent to the police. And by sent to the police, I don't mean they email you. They come to your fucking home and confiscate all of your devices to ensure it doesn't leave. The lawyer that I talked to even pointed out that this wasn't the best idea as a first move. You should contact the police first and all that other shit. So the lawyer even kind of implied that it wasn't a responsible suggestion. But anyway, it says Lio is exactly like insert trendy topic here, Mama Max, where if you don't align yourself with him, you are against him and will just call you a predator enabler or a zoophile enabler. This exact thing has been happening to the bigger commentary creators when they are going against Mama Max by being called a predator enabler by Max's fans, named Red Pega, blah, 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 due to Max being called out for his inaction and shady practices. This literally summarizes my year-long situation with Lio, his community, his associates, and other small to big content creators that entertained the poorly made allegations against me and my friends. In regards to the apparent doxing allegation levied towards me, I would like to make clarifications that there was no doxing involved. This is such a lie. Not only was there doxing involved, there was money being exchanged to acquire doxing information on people.
False. Fake news.
Yeah.
Not real.
Say the funny thing, Vlad, about why all this was leaked.
It was all leaked because one of the people they employed to acquire doxing information got ripped off. They didn't pay him. So he's like, all right, fuck you. And then just downloaded the entire fucking super duper secret server.
I was paid, I think it was $15 for Pizza's docs. I was told I would be paid $50 for Lio's docs, and then I never got paid.
Did you give him the docs?
Yeah, I had gotten posted, and then he was like, "Yeah, I'll pay you when I get my paycheck."
Okay, I didn't know if you actually like held on to it and they didn't pay you, or they just ripped you off.
Oh, yeah, I got ripped off.
All right. It says considering the factor, considering the factor. I think she means considering the fact. Considering the fact the three individuals that I supposedly doxed made it clear that they referred to themselves by their IRL names publicly in Discord or within their own videos. These three being Lio, Pizza, and Box of Fox, I think is Blue Davo, I'm not sure. And the information was not used for malicious intent. It was supposed to be used to be sent to the police, which for others besides Box was the case. This is a straight up lie. They were going and trying to acquire addresses of these people. They were posting pictures of Lio's home. They were being really autistic. They were trying to 4chan this shit. I highly doubt that Lio is like, yeah, cool, you can have my address, it's fine. And there was more than these three people. In fact, actually, I don't know how many she personally was involved in dumping the info on, but she was in a server with 5 other people, and all 5 of the people in that server were colluding in the same goal. So trying to be like, I individually only did X doesn't fucking matter. You were in a goddamn doxing server.
In a server where all the other members but me were doxing people does not mean that I was okay and or participating in the doxing.
And report them for what, though? Give that to the police for what? What was the...
Yeah, what did they do? But it goes on to say, for Box's case, it was a mere guess, considering within videos they would announce themselves by their first name. The intent was to see if my hunch was correct, that their apparent first name was legitimate. Holy shit. Like, I just guessed, guys. Unlike Lio, I did not use this information for the sake of life ruination. Well, you didn't yet. It was for productive purposes by giving this information to the cops, considering that my friend was actually harassed IRL by Pizza. She's referring to Pizza texting Kaz. So it's nice to know that it wasn't actually his mom's phone. That is all I am going to say, since there is active proceedings behind the scenes. No, there's not. Now the accused claimed that he is against doxing, but in reality, he doesn't care for doxing based on convenience, considering that he allowed someone who self-admits to doxing my friend and another. I think she's referring to me.
What does that even fucking mean?
She's basically saying that I'm not against doxing as long as it's, I guess, somebody I don't like, which is weird because she links to the conversation that I had with Pizza, where I'm having an argument with Pizza over why I don't want him doxing Kaz.
It's weird. They always like post something contrary to their fucking argument. It's so fucking weird.
I also like how in her document she gave like 5 guys. I wasn't doxing. I just guessed right, and it wasn't doxing either because I gave the information to the police. So like, whoa, those two things are mutually exclusive.
Yeah, it's really weird. But anyway, I'm going to reread this part because I didn't know there wasn't a period there. Now, the accused claimed that he is against doxing, that being me, but in reality, he doesn't care for doxing based on convenience, considering that he allowed someone who self-admits to doxing my friend and another individual that admits to dating a 17-year-old when they were 20 to stay in his server.
What is a 20-year-old dating a 17-year-old? What's the problem there?
I don't know, because it's legal in Maine, because that's where that happened.
It's legal everywhere.
Yeah, pretty much. And I agree with Grim here, like showing contrary evidence to prove a point. Like that call is the last actual conversation I have with Pizza in my server, because he left immediately after that call because I complained about him wanting to dox Kaz.
And then you banned him.
These sound like facts that are getting in the way of the narrative, and we just can't be having that.
Pretty much. It goes on to say, claimed that one of the participants in my server gave $50 to the whistleblower to regain information. When I spoke to the participant, they stated that originally it was a joke, and that the whistleblower misunderstood the joke by taking it literally.
Dude, how much on a bet that after all that happened, they like were talking to Son of Slaps and were like, don't ever do this again. That was very bad.
In result, based on, that's what it says. In result, based on them feeling bad, they gave the whistleblower the 50, but not for the intent of the, wait, they actually did give him the 50. So they're saying that it was all a joke. They weren't going to give him 50, but then actually did give him 50.
Because they felt bad.
That makes no sense. To my knowledge, even though this information is already publicly known by the 3 individuals, their information is never publicly showcased outside the server by me or anyone, and I haven't seen any proof other than just trust me, bro. I said in my video specifically that if you want to know if you were listed in there, I will send you screenshots of anything that applies to you directly that was dumped in there. I'm going to post some censored screenshots on the screen now. I am not releasing these logs, of course, because, well, that would be spreading this information. That would actually be doxing, right? Like I would be publicizing private information. If you're one of the people that are affected by this or think you're affected by this, just feel free to DM me on Twitter or find my Discord, go into my Discord server and message me there, and I'll send you screenshots of the doxes that pertain to you, if any do in fact pertain to you. So it wasn't just a trust me, bro. I'm not giving people the logs to doxing information. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to be like, yeah, everybody, here is the 10 people that this server doxed for everybody's free consumption.
Why?
And they're real. And they're real. I've seen them. They're real.
You can't just use the phrase, they just said, trust me, bro, when you were literally playing fucking Battleship with people's fucking information.
So anyway, it gets better. The same accuser, again, me. I don't know why she doesn't just say me, but whatever. The same accuser and others went to where they forge screenshots. That was just Nerf. With inspect element as evidence that I am a third party named lurker archivalist.
It was a meme,
right?
Well, I don't know what to tell you. It's
to be fair, I did tweet that out as well. It was funny.
But it goes on to say, which proves to me that they are obsessive about me. I do not why they think I am lurker when I haven't been active for months.
God damn, just use ChatGPT at this point. You fucking suck at grammar.
You're right. No, it's not just that. Like, I haven't been active for months, but that somehow is evidence I'm not the lurker account. Even though the email associated with this specific account is called Libertarian Archivalist.
Librarian Archivalist.
Sorry, Librarian Archivalist, yeah. Like, she's doing everything she can to just pretend like she's not an account that we know she is.
Everyone knew instantly that it was just Neo, and she's like, I don't know. She's still like holding on to this hope that will eventually just give up and say, well, it's not Neo, but it is. Like,
I would like to state my issues regarding how other content creators fail to do nuance. Well, I mean, I guess that's something I'm known for is a distinct lack of that word in particular, because I think the word is cringe, in a situation by taking Lyo's word for face value and never have spoken to me or my friends who are actively dealing with actual harassment as opposed to what? Virtual harassment? These individuals being Mr. Sin, Slug, Kumo, Grimskull, and Silver Fox. I've talked to both Grim and Kumo specifically about their conversations with Fox Mafia. And you know what's amazing is these happened at two distinctly different times, and they both say the exact same thing.
I got a really quick question. So that thing earlier about what was the librarian archivalist? That's an email associated with Neo, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Cool. You want to know what the email associated with archivalist B is? Librarian archivist. Because I just did a fucking password reset for that account.
Record it.
Yeah, okay.
And since we have one of the people mentioned here, Grim, what's your thoughts on this?
I found out like recently that they knew about like the Fursky diaper shit and literally chose not to tell me.
Yeah.
Chose to like withhold that from me. If they want nuance and want me to have nuance, they should have fucking gave me the nuance, but they withheld nuance. So they can go fuck themselves. I don't know what else to say.
Well,
Verified?
Yeah. I never thought about doing that.
Oh my god.
Who's the master?
That is insane.
It's like the dumbest. It's the dumbest way to figure it out. Like nobody would think about it, and because it's so fucking stupid, that's why I thought of it. I'm the dumbest smart motherfucker around.
So I'm gonna pause here for a second in order to info dump onto the people that don't have a Twitter account, or the people that have no idea what the fuck is going on. So in a nutshell, prior to recording this VC where we're reading through this document, it was brought to my attention that the email associated with this document was librarianarchival@gmail.com. Spectre took that email in order to do a password recovery on Twitter. And through doing so, many people might look at this and say, well, all he did was confirm like the first two letters of an email. And the truth is, if you thought that, well, this is why I'm kind of pausing here to explain. You can't actually do a password reset on Twitter without having the correct email, because this will happen. This is a recording of me, after the fact, attempting to do exactly the same thing and accidentally failing because for some reason I thought the email was librarian archivalist as opposed to librarian archival. Oops. But ultimately, I do get the correct email, and it does go through and confirm basically everything Spectre did in this video. And thus proving without any shadow of a doubt that the same person that logged into Google and authored that Google Doc using that email was the same person that used that email to log into the Archivalist B account. That person was Neo.